Ohio, a Franklin man was sentenced to life in prison for raping two girls under the age of 13. Alex McPherson won't be eligible for parole for at least 25 years because from May 2021 to May of 23, McPherson had sex with the girls. Prosecutor David Fornshell said McPherson gave the girls money and gifts just to keep them quiet. During a talk about body safety, one of the victims told her mother about the ongoing sexual abuse. See, that's why parents have to talk to their children. If she didn't have that talk with her daughter, this guy wouldn't be behind bars right now. Because that's what led to the discovery of the second victim. McPherson must register as a Tier 3 sex offender if he ever gets out of prison. Now to South Carolina. A Spartanburg man was sentenced after pleading guilty to charges of criminal sexual conduct with a minor. 51-year-old Augustin Vargas pleaded guilty to sexually abusing a 6-year-old girl. Vargas was sentenced to 20 years in prison and will be placed on the sex offender registry. That's all I've got on this guy, other than the fact that he's a chomo. I mean, just look at him. See ya, chomo. Now over to New Jersey here. A Berkeley man who was a registered sex offender was found in possession of, guess what? Child sexual abuse material. It's according to the Ocean County Prosecutor's Office. 45-year-old Joseph Aspor was charged with possession of child sexual abuse material and obstruction of justice after his IP address was connected with uploading child sexual abuse material to the internet. Aspor was convicted of sexual assault in Monmouth back in 2014, according to the New Jersey Sex Offender Registry. He sexually assaulted a girl he was babysitting multiple times. Now, on March 27th, the Homeland Security and local detectives executed a court-authorized search warrant on Aspor's Berkeley house. Aspor agreed to speak with the detectives outside the home, but he began acting erratically once outside, they said. The police there feared for Aspor's safety, and they took him into custody, and he was taken to the Berkeley Township Police Department and thrown in the Bam Bam room, you know, with the padded walls and whatnot, and they take your clothes so you can't hang yourself. An initial forensic investigation of Aspor's phone found several child sexual abuse material items. He was then taken to the Ocean County Jail, where he remains pending a detention hearing. A registered sex offender from Bergen County lured a woman from the other side of the world to the United States so he could sexually abuse her two young children. Corey Hipsher, a 52-year-old of Lodi, first got the woman's 11-year-old daughter to take naked selfies and send them to him after connecting directly with the youngster on social media. Among the horrific images, federal authorities said is a video of the youngster self-penetrating with the top of a bowling pin. Then soon after that, Hipsher struck up a purported online romantic relationship with the girl's mother on a different social platform. All the while, he kept prodding the child for more explicit photos and videos. Hipsher brought the mother, the girl, and both her 9-year-old sister and their younger brother to New Jersey in September of 22. He took both the girls to his apartment where he sexually assaulted the older one and took naked photos of both of them. The family then went back to their country after about a month, but returned to the States last year. Soon after, Hipsher proclaimed publicly that he and the mom were engaged to be married. Imagine this sick son of a... yeah. Well, last August, the Lodi police received a report of sexual abuse of the older child. They immediately alerted members of the Bergen County Special Victims Unit. Detectives then arrested Hipsher on August 10th of last year, and they charged him with aggravated sexual assault, aggravated sexual contact, as well as child endangerment. He remained jailed as a series of unspeakable allegations then began to come to light, as if he didn't already do anything bad enough, you know. Emails retrieved through his phone contained a video conference session between Hipsher and the children, who the complainant says were naked and engaged in sexual acts. One of the recordings involved a bowling pin that was particularly heinous. Metadata shows the video was recorded in January of 22, several months before the family even came to the United States. In another one, the upper right picture-in-picture of a video call shows Hipsher masturbating to them. Then in another video, the older girl is naked and dancing, and he's doing the same thing in the corner. A photo was also found of both sisters standing completely nude in his apartment. Originally from North Caldwell, Hipsher was already more than familiar to law enforcement there. Criminal records show that he was convicted in Florida of false imprisonment and sexual battery of his then girlfriend back in 2002, that is. This put him into the state's sex offender registry, which included a requirement that he stay away from children. Did he? No. Time passed, and in 2009, Hipsher was accused of fondling two sisters, a 7 and a 9-year-old, and before that, a 10-year-old girl while working at a water park in Florida. Jurors in separate trials found Hipsher not guilty in both of those instances. However, a judge in Florida sentenced Hipsher to 15 years in prison in 2012 after finding that the evidence in both those previous cases met the standard for a probation violation from the 2002 rape case. Good deal. Well, anyways, Hipsher only spent 6 years behind bars for that. Then he moved to Bogota after being released in 2018. Then came last summer's arrest out of Lodi. The FBI ended up taking over the case, noting that the videos and other images are considered interstate foreign commerce. U.S. Marshals went to the Bergen County Jail last Friday and took Hipsher into their custody. They brought him to Newark, where federal authorities charged him with producing, receiving, and possessing child sexual abuse material, as well as all the other state charges he's going to face. This guy's going to be going away for life. U.S. Magistrate Judge Kathy L. Waldor ordered Hipsher detained following a brief hearing in Newark on Tuesday, March 26th. See ya, Chomo! And in South Dakota, a Sioux Falls man was arrested Wednesday for possession of child sexual abuse material. The investigation started January 29th when a detective received a cyber tip about possible child sexual abuse material floating around. And of course, through that investigation, a Snapchat account was discovered that was being used to send and receive child sexual abuse material. The suspect was arrested Wednesday morning in the 200 block of East Benson Road, the suspect being 46-year-old Chomo James Kawaima from Sioux Falls. He was charged with 8 counts of child sexual abuse material. There is a potential for further charges as this investigation continues, and it's unknown at this time if Kawaima created, shared, or received those images. Officials have not shared details about the victims, of course. Kawaima will make his first court appearance on Thursday. Oh wait, that's today. I gotta go check my news. Now down in Georgia, a teenager accused of armed robbery is facing several new charges of child sexual exploitation. According to officials, Abraham Micaiah Bazaba, an 18-year-old of Gainesville, was arrested on January 13th for his involvement in a robbery at Brownsbridge Market. During that investigation, the Gainesville police reportedly found sexually explicit photos of children on Micaiah Bazaba's cell phone. Authorities had said since Micaiah Bazaba lives in Hall County, the phone was turned over to the Hall County Sheriff's Office for further processing. The investigators there said they found 164 images of child sexual abuse material on that phone. The children in the photos were estimated to range from an infant to up to 14 years old. Micaiah Bazaba is charged with 164 felony counts of sexual exploitation of children. Following the holdup, he faces charges of felony armed robbery, aggravated assault, and theft by taking. And of course, he's being held without bail, no bond, at the Hall County Jail. See ya, armed Robin Chomo. A former Vermont State Police trooper, that's right, a cop, he pleaded guilty Wednesday to sexually assaulting a child under 16 years old. This is now 59-year-old Todd Chisholm. He had an affair with the child's mother, which ended in '98, during which time he started sexually grooming her daughter. About 4 years later, he sexually assaulted the victim the first time in Vernon at 11 years old, and then a second time also in Vernon at 14. Acts he admitted to in court in front of Windham County Judge John Treadwell. Chisholm was originally charged with 4 counts, including repeated sexual assault of a child under the age of 16, 2 counts of sexual assault, and 1 count of lewd and lascivious behavior. On Wednesday, Chisholm of North Brookfield, Massachusetts, pled guilty to a lesser charge of lewd and lascivious behavior with a child, accepting the state's offer. Why do they do this? Of 4 to 5 years, which is all suspended except for 30 days. And then 6 years of probation, with no early termination. Ooh, 30 days? Are you kidding me? For messing a child's life up. That's right, her life, her whole life. The victim first reported the assaults in 2019, and an investigation resulted in charges in 2020. And that was conducted by the Vermont State Police. Chisholm confessed to assaulting the child to the pastor of the Advent Christian Church in Vernon. At least he did the right thing and turned him in. Chisholm's sentencing, during which a victim impact statement will be read, it hasn't yet been scheduled. Disgusting. You need a life for that, buddy. A Morgan County man who was accused of child molestation had an additional charge put on him on yesterday. 45-year-old Shane Lee Anderson of Barnett is now charged with 2 counts of third-degree child molestation where the victim was younger than 14 years old, and a count of second-degree child molestation where the victim was younger than 12 years old. Anderson was initially charged with 2 counts of third-degree child molestation where the victim was younger than 14, but they changed that and got 3 charges on him now. They might find more. Anderson's being held on a $100,000 bond, and Morgan County jail records indicate he was released on Tuesday. Wow. An arraignment scheduled for 9 a.m. Monday, April 8th at the Morgan County Courthouse. An order for fingerprinting was ordered on Tuesday. Wow. Let him go. What the hell? A Floyd County man has been arrested for child sexual assault. A criminal complaint was filed March 19th against Charles R. Fisher, a 38-year-old of Charles City. The complaint accuses Fisher of sexually abusing a child under the age of 10. A warrant was issued for Fisher, and he was booked into the Floyd County Jail on Tuesday with a mere $25,000 bond. I mean, that's only $2,500 with a bondsman. I don't want people like this walking around the streets. That's crazy. Fisher is facing 1 count of second-degree sexual abuse, which is a Class B felony in Iowa, punishable by up to 25 years in prison. I hope he gets the whole 25 since they didn't put him up for life. Ohio. A Potsdam man is behind bars after an investigation into child sexual abuse material in Miami County. The Miami County Sheriff's Office said they executed a search warrant at a residence on West Cross Street in the village of Potsdam. They arrested Chad M. Waymeyer, 34-year-old of Potsdam, and seized electronic devices that reportedly contained that material. Waymeyer was charged with 2 counts of pandering obscenity involving a minor. He's being held at the Miami County Jail. The Sheriff's Office says additional charges are more than likely to come after further review of the evidence. No further information is known about this chomo, but like I always say, as soon as it becomes available, you'll hear it here first on the Sex Offender Hit List. See ya, chomo! Now over to Sykesville, Maryland. The Carroll County Sheriff's Office arrested a man on Wednesday, March 27th, yesterday, for possession of, it looks like drugs, but no, you guessed it, child sexual abuse materials. This is 21-year-old Aiden Reckner of Sykesville. He was charged with 8 counts of possession of child sexual abuse materials. You see, deputies executed a search warrant at his house about 5 in the morning yesterday, and they seized all his electronic devices. Then Reckner was taken to the Carroll County Detention Center, but he was later released on a $5,000 bond. Are you kidding me? $5,000. That's insane. An Internet Crimes Against Children's investigation developed evidence that led to the search warrant at his house. That investigation into this case began in December of last year. It's still ongoing, so I don't know what the hell's going to happen to this chomo. $5,000. Really? Say, excuse me, Judge. How many times do I need to show these videos until people become aware?
Multiple times.
When you ask me what is wrong, I don't know what to say. I'm scared. I'm confused. What if I told you something happened to me? What if you don't believe me? I'm afraid you will get mad.
Child sexual abuse is hard to imagine when it happens to a child you know, and the abuser knows this. Nobody wants to talk about it. If you learn a child is being abused, step 1, above all else, believe the child. Step 2, seek help immediately by calling the child abuse hotline. 1 in 10 children will be sexually abused before their 18th birthday. Child sexual abuse is in every city, every town, every neighborhood. Prevention is possible. It doesn't take a hero. It takes someone like you learning how to keep a child safe and joining the effort in your community to prevent child sexual abuse.
Because you believe me, I got help. We got help. Now I can be a kid again.